like tonight? Obviously, they came out ready to play, but you guys finally matched their intensity.
Yeah, obviously the first period wasn't good. We all knew that coming in here in the second after the first intermission. We weren't engaged right away, but you know what? Credit to the guys that came out. They knew had an opportunity on power play at the start of the period to get some momentum, whether they scored or not. You know, just to generate some momentum for the group and turn that tide the right way. And obviously it was a dominant second period. Really good to see. And I think this just goes to show the maturity again. I think we've been talking about through this stretch here, a lot of maturity in our game, and we know we weren't good in the first, and that's okay. It's going to happen. But guys responded, which was the main part.
You have a lot of young skill on that team, but you guys limited them tonight.
I think they got a bright future over there. That top line is really good. They're very fast, they're creative. Young kids now are so confident in their abilities. They can make something out of nothing, and you know, they have a good team.
Last 4 minutes, you had to come up with some pretty big saves.
Yeah, you know, it's just we had to grind. You know, I didn't obviously the team did so well in the second. I didn't have to do anything for them, and my job just to try to hold down the fort as best I can, and you know, we found a way to get it done.
What is that like when you don't face shots at all, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not easy, but at the same time, it's a credit to your group. It's the way you got to look at it. You got to look at it that your team's playing really well in front of you, and you know, they're doing this for you. Obviously, it's fun to get touches. Like it's as goalie, you want shots, but at the same time, you know, I really give kudos to the group and realize that you know our team's playing their butt off out here, you know, to make it easy on me. So I think that's the way you got to look at it.
You can talk about blocking shots too, right?
Yeah, Siegs with the big block there at the end. He's, you know, it was great right in the slot. That skilled Smith kid, you know, it was a great block.
What do you like most about the team, the overall team D right now? What you're seeing?
You know, I think for the most part, everyone's very familiar. Now, obviously, last year the majority of our crew's back besides Kobe, and you know, Nemo playing in the playoffs, got some more experience and reps with Dilly. You know, I think you just have it's a good mesh right now. You get a sounding presence and Pesh with Luke, and same thing with Siggy and Dougie, and you know, Dilly and Nemo are steady Eddies back there. So I think it's just got a good mix right now. The guys are playing well together, and you know, it's fun to watch.
Jake, you mentioned the maturity. Just how important is a win like this, where obviously for the points, but for the maturity of the group or the growth of the group, to win in different ways when it's not your best game?
Yeah, it's important. That's what, you know, contending teams, consistent teams do, is winning when you're not your best. It's physically impossible to have great 82 games. I don't care what people say. It's physically and mentally impossible, but be able to find it to keep yourself in games when you're not feeling the best. That's a skill that takes time to learn. It takes time to understand what you need and what you don't need. Your group, what your group needs, what they don't need, and you know, there's going to be times where the guys don't feel good on the ice. There's games when you're in net and you don't feel $1 million, but that's when you simplify things and find ways to get it done. I think that just shows a lot of growth.
Thank you. Dougie, it looked like from that first period to the second and third, you guys kind of looked like a different team. Nico said, you know, you guys didn't play your best in that first and took a deep breath. What does that speak to about this team, acknowledging that and then going out there and changing it?
Yeah, I think definitely a tough first period. I mean, for myself, I was pretty bad. So we had a good look on the power play to end the period, and then started off with power play, and I think that kind of just turned the momentum on for us, and then a few more power plays and stuff. So, and yeah, I don't know what to say. It was ugly first period and kind of not our best game, but good goalie and power play, I guess, wins us the game.
I was going to say, in games like that, how important is it for those special teams to really come through in those moments, right? When you're
Yeah, it's huge, yeah. Yeah, it's every team's good in the league. There's little things that every game comes down to, and those are chances to win games. And you know, like our PK's been unbelievable, and power play has been really good too, and changes games.
Normally we see you take those shots from real up high the blue. It looked like you were a little further down there on these opportunities, a little different than...
Yeah, I was pretty close in there. I mean, we had so many good looks, and could have had more, and we had a lot of big saves and stuff, so at least we got those.
Is that part of the rotation in power play when you guys are kind of moving around, where you kind of find yourself in those deeper positions?
I mean, first one, I just creeped in and kind of got a loose puck, and second one, you it's not like a set play or anything, but you can read off guys, and obviously Jack is unreal, and just trying to get open for him, and saw some space.
How about Jake? Just not facing a single shot in the second. That's not easy, I would imagine. But then the way he comes up huge in that third for you guys, making some of those massive saves.
Yeah, he was unreal. He has been all season, and he's been really good for us.
Thanks, Dougie.
Third straight game with the defenseman game-winning goal. Did you feel the pressure from Dilly coming for your power play spot?
I mean, he can have it if he wants.
Nico, 7 straight wins. These have all kind of been different types of victories for you guys. Your overall impression right now of maybe the way this one played out for you guys, a little bit different, like maybe chasing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta know there's no easy games. So especially even those kind of games, you still gotta find a way to win. And obviously we didn't start great, but came back in here, took a couple of deep breaths, and came out with another team. And from then on, I think we were definitely the better team and deserved those 2 points. And you just gotta find a way.
How encouraging is it to have a moment like that where you don't play your best in the first, you guys do come in here, and then you're able to just sort of get right back into that?
Shows character. I mean, we're all grown up, so we can look in the mirror and say this wasn't a good period, and hold each other accountable, and go out there and change things, and that's what we did.
Obviously, the power play coming up big here. Dougie with his 2 goals. What do you sort of like about what's working there? Maybe not typical Dougie power play goals because he's not up at that point there.
We're overall we're moving well. I think we obviously could have had a couple more goals in the power play, but if we keep playing that way, they'll go in, and we got 2, so it was good enough for today. But I think we just read off each other pretty well and keep on moving, and it's really hard for the big kid.
Jake didn't face any shots in the second period, but in that third, he really came up huge for you guys.
That was big, yeah. Obviously a huge save for us, and it's been a big part for our team as well this year. So he's come up huge again.
How big is it to have the defense chip in offensively, Nico?
Helps, obviously. I mean, it's great. Everybody's contributing, and it's obviously great to see Dougie get a couple in, boost his confidence, and but we're winning. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And obviously, if the defense can chip in there too, then even better.
Holding that group shotless in the second period, what does that really say? With some really skilled guys, what does that say about the will to win for this team?
That I mean, gotta say we did play a lot in the power play in the second period, but we obviously did an unbelievable job. We didn't give them much, and we knew if we play our game, stay above, they're not going to get much, and we did exactly that, what we wanted to do in the second, and that was the result.
What do you like most about this team right now?
Playing as a team. I think every line is doing their job, and everybody accepts their role, and that's great to see.
Thanks, Nico.
What do you think about your team, the way they handled it the first period and then found a way to get 2 points again?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have our best today, but when the final buzzer goes, it's a pretty tidy win overall. So from that sense, you like it, So like that, despite the early goal and not a great first period, we didn't let it compound. We had a couple calls that went our way. Of course, that helped us, but you got to find ways to win these types of games too.
Only 17 shots against a skilled young team like that, but the last 4 minutes, Jake stepped up big time for you.
Yeah, and it's tough. The way you go the whole second period without a shot, and I guess save for the breakaway that came back, I guess. But yeah, he stuck with us right to the end. We gave him another breakaway late there. We had a breakdown off the face-off play that we saw it coming, yet still weren't able to stop it. But he's tested to the end. He was solid. He's dialed in. Credit to his focus.
What's the added value for a team when you do find those ways to win when you're not playing your best game?
Yeah, I mean, we lost this exact game last year,
Yeah.
for the most part. So, the way the game went, as I recall last year, the goaltender made a ton of saves, and we couldn't really score, and we ended up losing. But is you got to find a way. Like I said, our penalty kill gives one up early. We take a penalty early first, which is not great, and then that's really it from there. And our power play with their opportunities they had, got a hold of the game for us at the start of that second period, and we never really looked back from there.
Big props to your video staff there on that goal.
Huge, yeah. It's a tough one. It's close because it's, it's just you're trying to find the right angle to be certain that puck wasn't on his stick. So I think we got we're about one frame lucky on that one. So yeah, we'll certainly take it. Great job by them.
Curious too, what was going through your mind through that sequence? It was kind of weird. It was like you had the offsides and then you challenge it, and then Nemec has that penalty. Like,
yeah, it's rare, obviously, that there's a penalty on the same play. So I haven't really seen that before. We weren't quite sure which way it was going to go. Of course, we were hoping that it would wipe out everything that happened. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the time on the clock goes back to the offside as well. So I'm not sure how they recorded the penalty in terms of the time it was taken, but you can kind of understand when you think about it how they can't exactly wipe out infractions because who knows what could have happened. In that case, it's a trip, but it could have been something else. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. And now we know that rule, and hope it doesn't happen again.
With Cody Glass going to be missing the next couple of weeks, how important has Dawson Mercer's better play this year been that you can put him in the third line and know that you're not going to miss a beat with that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's less to do with his play this year. If I'm not mistaken, he did that exact job at the hardest time of the year in the playoffs for us, and I thought did a good job for us there as well. He can do it when we need to, but I thought we were certainly a center short today. We were having struggles on face-offs and all these different things. There's a lot of load on Nico today because of that. But certainly nice that Merce can take those reps and give us that option to do so. But on a day like today, when you don't have your best stuff from line to line to line, you really start to feel that absence of the center.
Coach, you've talked about looking to improve certain areas of the game for the team and how they still have a little bit to go before you think they're at their optimal level of play. I mean, how much better can this team get, and what areas do you think could be improved to bring it to what you would call a very happy state for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think aside from special teams, perhaps, because I think we've been very, very strong on both sides, power play and penalty kill. There, I think our 5-on-5 game, offensively and defensively, in all regards, can get better. Our execution can get better. We could generate more on offense. Like I just referenced, like that. We have 2 breakaways today. Guys getting behind us, like little things like that. Where they're going to happen periodically. The best teams, the best defensive teams in the league, they give up chances. It happens, but those are the kind of details that we're not going to let slip. We're going to talk about them. We're not going to just brush them under the rug. We've got to get better in those types of areas. But just our overall execution and just our habits and details. Shift to shift, line to line, game to game. Just the consistency of it. We're going to continue to stay on top of that.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Yeah, thanks.